I honestly can't believe that I'm recording yet again video like this. It's just mind-boggling, but here I am again, escaped near-death experience one more time, which makes me think like I'm a cat. I think I have 7 lives or more. Well, that would be not a bad thing in some cases, but well, jokes aside, it's not funny. As you could see in a thumbnail, I've been in intensive care unit for the last couple of days. Just got out. I don't look like a person who just got out of the situation like this, but it's simply because I refuse to give up. I refuse to accept the situation. I refuse to submit to the fact that I'm sick, unwell and unhealthy, and I refuse to act like so. I will not give up. I never gave up, although I had more reasons than anyone I know to give up in life on so many aspects. I will never give up, and situation like this only makes me wanna fight more. Today I took an effort to put myself together. I am still not well. Forgive me if I'm not my usual smiley self. But yeah, I still have all the bruises from all the IV that I had just removed from my veins, and I'm still jittery, shaky, dizzy, quite out of it. And yeah, this joke that I made in the beginning about being a cat with 7 lives it's a result of the situation that if you can't cry no more, all you can do is give up or just laugh about it and just suck it up and move forward. And I choose the latter yet again. I forgot to say hi, so welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you are new here and you don't know what I'm talking about, I encourage you to have a look at a previous video that I made, how I almost died due to the complications of my ongoing long-term multiply autoimmune conditions that I suffered with and been dealing with pretty much all my life. The reason why I'm making this video is to bring awareness to autoimmune illnesses, autoimmune conditions, and the results and the broad spectrums of results and effects they have on our life. I know and I see, and posting the previous video made me realize even more how big the lack of awareness about autoimmune conditions in society is. People are not aware how hard living with autoimmune conditions is, how dangerous living with autoimmune conditions is, how much of a daily struggle living with autoimmune conditions is, and how it takes just a little bit that it can end up very badly. My example is the best example of that, from very high to very low within 48 hours. So if you watch my channel and if you've seen my previous video, I was enjoying and living my best life in a best resort in Australia. My husband took me there to celebrate our 5th wedding anniversary, and the reason why he gifted me a resort stay was not only the fact that we were to celebrate our wedding anniversary, it was because he could see that recently I've been feeling unwell. So instead of like gifting a gift, doing, you know, something materialistic or some other thing, he decided to gift me this stay in order for me to take rest, to rejuvenate, to focus on my health, recovery, resting. I know that what I show on YouTube, it makes some people feeling a certain type of way. They think my life is so easy and it's just like, you know, fairy tale. Nobody's life is a fairy tale ever. I show 10% of my life on YouTube, but I'll get to that a little bit later. So he gifted me this stay in this beautiful resort because recently I was complaining about that I feel unwell, that I feel very weird, that I feel extremely tired and fatigued, and that I have an ongoing joint pain everywhere, that things are not the way they should be. You know, when you suffer with autoimmune condition for pretty much all your life, you start taking things like this for granted as a norm, that you feel unwell. Feeling unwell, tired and fatigued becomes your norm. therefore I was not making much out of it. But little did I know that the whole shit hit the fan type of thing was about to come and was brewing a long time coming. So I'm gonna tell you what happened chronologically, why it happened, and I'm gonna also tell you what symptoms you should look for if you suffer with autoimmune conditions to avoid what happened to me, and what to do moving forward to live the best life with autoimmune condition, which will prevent something like this happen yet again. Because you see, I'm an example that even if you live a healthy life, you think you live healthy life, it's not enough, because things like this can happen again. It happened to me second time. And what other things we can do to avoid that? All right, back to the story. Forgive me if I'm drifting away or like rambling too much. I am still not well. My brain capacity is not at its best at the moment, and it's not working as usually it would work. I'm still on very, very strong drugs. I am still kind of out of it. I've been through very, very aggressive treatment, and I have lots of medications in my system. And in general, I'm still sick, so I'm quite unwell. I have a huge inflammation going on in my body as we speak, and I'll try to make my brain work to its best in order to tell you the story in the most concise, simple, and the best way, that hopefully, if anyone can take anything good from this video, it means it was worth filming it. So okay, let's get back to the story, and let me quickly tell you. So we went to that resort for our 5th wedding anniversary. We went through beautiful stay for a couple of days in the most heavenly place on earth. We had massages, we had treatments, we had spa, we had meditation, we had yoga, Pilates, pool, everything was there. A beautiful, organic, gluten-free, lactose-free diet cooked by the best chefs in Queensland. It was a dream. I mean, the whole scenery, the resort itself, the facilities they had, everything was perfect, beautiful, amazing place to rejuvenate. But as I mentioned in the beginning of this video, already going there, before going to the resort, I was already unwell. I was complaining to my husband, I've been feeling unwell for a while, and this was the reason why he gifted me this stay. The night we arrived, we had a beautiful dinner, everything was amazing. I already started feeling very, very unwell after we came back to the room. I couldn't sleep all night. I started having very weird sensation in my whole digestive system. I never have a heartburn, but yet I started having heartburn. I had a headache. I felt extremely weak, fatigued, and it's like weird sensation, and bloated. And I was wondering, why is that happening? I had an amazing, the most healthy meal possible. It's definitely not because of food that I just ate, because it's impossible to eat healthier than what we've been given there. Woke up next morning. I told them I feel unwell. They have naturopath on a site in the building, so they gave me some medications to ease symptoms that I was complaining with, and I felt a little bit better for the next couple of days. But I could feel something is brewing there. But you know, if you suffer with health conditions and you have this type of symptoms, you learn to live with it. You learn to push through no matter what, because this is also what society, sometimes unfortunately in some people's cases, family makes you do. Because just because you look good, like I look amazing for my age, I'm 40 almost. I know I look great, even without autoimmune conditions. Let autoimmune conditions alone. But with health issues that I have, I look amazing, and that's why people don't get how sick I am inside and how I feel, and how thin line it is to cross sometimes from really high to really low. And anyway, going back to what I was saying, I'm drifting away again because I have so many things to tell you, and I will try to get to the story really quick. I was just saying that living with autoimmune conditions, we are prompted by surroundings to just suck it up and dismiss the symptoms that our body gives us, because no one, like sometimes, I'm not saying no one, but oftentimes people who lack knowledge and awareness about autoimmune conditions, they tend to dismiss the fact that you are really sick. So you tend to go along with that and dismiss that too. And no one takes these conditions really seriously, simply due to lack of knowledge and awareness about these conditions. I constantly talk about it, but I am doing the same. So I was feeling unwell and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be fine, that's all right. We came back from that retreat. I started feeling worse and worse and worse, and it started progressing to the point that the pain in my lower abdomen was so unbearable, I was not even able to get up and stand straight. I was like this all the time. It was so much pain. I was dizzy, I was unwell, I started having hives, redness. My stomach I looked like I'm 5 months pregnant, swollen, bloated. And my husband said, enough of this. I'm taking you to the hospital. You are not going to suffer for no reason. You need to see someone. Someone has to help you. We went to a private hospital just to avoid long waiting line in emergency, because usually emergency, they are so... we all know that medical facilities are usually overburdened. And if you are in an acute pain that regards organs and your inner parts in general, the last thing you feel like is waiting in a long line, and sometimes we know it takes hours. So we went to private hospital. I've been seen relatively quick, and they said that I need to have a CT scan with contrast. So it's a tomography to determine what's going on in your organs. So for those of you who had CT scan knows that just having a CT scan by itself is very unpleasant experience, let alone all the other things and the reason why I was there, all the pain. CT scan is very unpleasant thing to have. It's very short and quick, but after they give you contrast and they put you in that tube of tomography, it's too much information, but I have to say that you feel like you're gonna pee and poo yourself. You have like extreme pressure that makes you feel like you peed and pooed yourself, although you didn't, but it's just a sensation. It's very quick, but it's very unpleasant. So those of you who went through CT scan know very well what I'm talking about. Those of you who never went through CT scan, I hope you will never find out how what I'm just saying is true. Better not, just believe me, trust my word. Hopefully you will never have to find out how it really feels, because it sucks. So after the CT scan was done, I had the results, and the result was that I have a very big inflammation in my intestine. So again, for those of you who are new here, I had intestine perforation in the past that I almost died. It was very miraculous recovery that I managed to recover and come back from that without a surgery. I will link the video in the description box so you can have a look at that. So the moment I heard that, I was in so much fear. I was so scared. I was like, no, I can't believe it. We can't go through this again. Like, here we go again. It's been a couple of years. I thought I'm getting better. I thought like my health progression is getting better. Here we are again, like that, honestly. I was pissed off. I was... Can you tell I was pissed off? Because I still am. Anyway. I'm trying to compose myself. Doctors came, they told me that I have diverticulitis, which I already knew from my previous diagnosis that I had from the hospital in Middle East when I was hospitalized due to intestine perforation. The other doctor came and he couldn't believe, like, you are too young to have diverticulitis. Because usually diverticulitis is something that happens where people are around 60, like older age. Well, the thing is that when you just look at the person and the results, yet again you judge by what you see. And what you see is not always what you get. Because the thing is that most of them autoimmune conditions as well as intestine conditions are the result of chronic and prolonged heavy stress in life. The reason why people suffer with these conditions later on in life is because majority of people suffer with stress when they reach adulthood. Once they go into adult life on their own, the stress, the life happens, the life occurrences hits them, they have to worry and stress with work, kids, all the different things, it builds up, and it builds up all the life, and by the time it builds up, they are around 60. My case was very different because the life didn't wait for me till I reached adulthood to fuck me up. Unfortunately, it happened to me since I was born. I mentioned a couple of times that I had a very, very traumatic childhood. Very severe occurrences happened to me. Very, very... I don't even want to go there, because if I would have to tell you the full stories, that would have to be parental guidance somewhere here, because it has to be protected, not for everyone to watch that due to severity of that. So as you imagine, my whole childhood was very, very stressful, and as a result of stress and the constant chronic stress I was living in, I entered adulthood with ruined health already. I had raging thyroid issues, first hyperthyroidism, then hypothyroidism, and all the autoimmune conditions that followed with that, as they like to go in pairs as a family, followed up later. And entering adulthood and trying to do the best out of my life, despite being broken so much in my childhood, also required of me extra bracing myself, extra work, extra hustling. I had to hustle more than those who had to enter adulthood without all this burden and stress and trauma. Me, with all that stress and burden and trauma, I had to hustle even more to achieve in life what I did achieve. So you can imagine that not only going through this whole childhood trauma, but also working very hard all my 20s, all my 30s to have a life that I have now, altogether left my body depleted out of energy, and I got so tired even talking about that. Exploited, depleted out of energy, and the energy expenditure just to create the status quo that I have now, despite everything I suffered in life, and to have a life that I have, to look the way I do, to function the way I do, it's, believe me, takes more energy than climbing Mount Everest. But I did that, but at a cost. And the cost that I pay quietly behind the scene is my health. The body keeps the score, and there's nothing that happens to you without leaving a mark. So if you live a life that leaves too many marks, one day it will want to give up on you. And this is what keeps happening to me, and this is the price that I keep paying, all these issues. Anyway, back to the story again. I'm sorry to drift away so many times, but this video would make not much sense without trying to paint a broader picture and tell you a couple of different things as well. So after they diagnosed the fact that I have this diverticulitis, that I have inflammation in one of the diverticula, which is like a little pouch in the intestine. So diverticulitis is acute state of diverticulosis. Yeah, I'm getting that right. The intestine has a little pouches, and one of them got inflamed and got inflammation. So what can happen is that usually it's very hard for this to be resolved by itself. So it either had to be, in very, very severe cases, a surgery or antibiotics. So my case was not really very severe. There was no perforation yet, but inflammation in this pouch of intestine may lead to a perforation eventually. Therefore, to prevent that, antibiotics are needed. And here is where it gets really, really worse, because the doctors decide that they will give me antibiotics in order to subside the inflammation in my intestine, to prevent what happened in the past, which was intestine perforation. I can't even imagine what it would be like for me to go through that again. So they gave me 3 antibiotics in my drip here, and what happened? I got extreme allergic reaction to those antibiotics, and I'll pop a picture here. I'm sorry, like warning, it's an ugly picture. It's a trigger warning. If you don't want to see me looking horrible, turn away. But this is what happened. I developed a severe allergic reaction, and it was getting worse and worse and worse. And they were at some point afraid that it will affect my airways, or it may get even worse. So I was admitted to intense care unit. And following that allergic reaction, they ceased dispensing of antibiotics, and I was just admitted to ICU for the further observation to observe 2 things. One, whether the allergic reaction will become more serious. Will it turn into anaphylaxis, or God knows what may happen? And also to observe the progression of that inflammation now, if it will get worse or not. Anyway, without boring you with too many details, as you see, I'm here now. So obviously things didn't go out of hand. With the help of the doctors and all the medical staff, things got much better, relatively quick. I'm still not well. I received so many medications and I still feel dizzy. Even I was showing something to my husband on the phone before, and I could see my hand was like shaking when I was holding the phone in the hand. That is how weak I am. I will probably crash after recording that video, just to get more rest. I've been discharged from the hospital. They recommended staying in the gastric ward for more, but to be honest, I really didn't want it. So the moment when I felt much better, I requested to be discharged against that advice. Later on in the evening, I regretted a little bit. Maybe that was not the smartest thing, but I am extra careful. I'm gonna take care of myself best way possible. I was not able to take more antibiotics when I stayed there. The stay would be just further observation. The treatment will follow. I have more tests to be conducted in the next couple of days, and more doctor's appointments to continue the therapy that is needed for that. But anyway, that's not that important to go into details with that. The point is that things have been managed and I'm here now. Now, after giving you the whole overview of what happened, of the story, back to the point of why I am filming that video in the first place at all. The reason is to, as I said, bring awareness to autoimmune conditions. There's so many situations that I could bring up when I talk to people about autoimmune conditions, and they are completely unaware. And after filming the previous video, the amount of comments that I received from you telling me your own stories of how unsupportive your environment is, not because of ill intentions, but because of lack of awareness, how unsupportive it is, how not understanding it is, due to how hard you have to fight through each day to function, to sometimes just get out of bed, how mere knowledge in society is of how much of a struggle autoimmune conditions are. Hopefully, hearing my story will help you feel good about yourself in the way that don't feel that you are slacking, don't feel that you are lazy. If you feel unwell, if you feel something is wrong, your body is sending you signals, and listen to that. Don't ignore that. Don't try to prove to others that, oh, I can do more, I don't want other people to think that I'm lazy or this or that, and you will push yourself beyond your limits. Because those people who just see little part of you, like now you see a part of me in this video, but you don't see other parts of my day, those people can only judge based on the assumptions made on this little part that they see. So for example, they don't see how much you struggle with lack of sleep, how much you struggle with getting out of bed, how much you struggle with daily aches of like joint pains or other things, or being out of breath, or how many hard things you have to overcome just to match their level that they take for granted. Like for them it's nothing. Like my husband is much younger than me, perfectly healthy. It's no effort for him. Things that for me are a huge effort. And we were talking to one of his friends, and my husband really likes to go jogging, running, and he asked me why I don't join him, and I said that I can't run. It's just impossible. I can't. I'm not able to running at the level he does, at any level, to be honest. And this guy, of course, just judging by how I look, he said, oh no, that's not true. You choose not to run. It's not like you can't run. You choose not to want to run. Yeah, so this is something that people who are sick with invisible illnesses has to deal on a daily basis. And as you can see, living with autoimmune condition is like, and I want you to remember that phase if you're living with autoimmune conditions, and just tell other people this line if you need to, so that they can understand better. Living with autoimmune condition is like walking on the frozen lake on a spring day. It's a very big risk, because you think everything is frozen and solid and you have a foundation to walk on it, but it's been spring. You don't know how long for. The temperature was becoming warmer, and this ice, which you think is strong, thick, and a big foundation to hold you, to maintain you, and to provide you safety, is very thin. Is very thin. And you take it for granted because you think it's frozen, I can just walk into it and I can do more. But in reality, although it looks like a frozen water, frozen piece of ice, it is a very fragile, thin, transparent clump of melting water. So you have to be very, very careful and mindful of every step that you take. So hopefully that metaphorical explanation of what life with autoimmune condition is will give broader understanding to those around you who don't get what this condition, what living with this condition really is like, and therefore you will be able to obtain more support, more understanding, because this is really important. The last thing that you need when you suffer with autoimmune condition, going through your own battles of functioning at your best despite health obstacles, the last thing that you need there is someone who is unsupportive and puts unrealistic expectations on you, which only adds to the stress, and that stress only exacerbates the progression of your condition rather than putting it into remission. So yes, if you or someone that you know suffer with autoimmune condition, hopefully this video did something good to you. I really appreciate if you made it this far. If you did and you found this video helpful in any way, this way or another, to you or any people that are close to you and suffer with similar health issues, please consider subscribing to this channel. It not only helps me and this channel, but also motivates me to film more videos of this kind, hopefully not this kind as it happened today, but about the health journey that I went through. So hopefully you don't have to, and you can have some takeaways that will help you with your health journey. I'm sorry if this video was somewhat chaotic, but I did my best given the state I am in and what I went through in the last couple of days. I wish you all health and I wish you all support in life, because this is very, very, very important. This situation made me realize again how blessed I am in life. Like, we all put ourselves through, you see, I'm still not done yet, sorry, but just last thing to say, which is very, very important at the end. We all constantly want more in life. We don't look back through what we achieved. We take it for granted and we look forward, like we constantly want more of everything, in terms of achievement, in terms of experiences, in terms of everything. Situations like this really makes me look back and see how much I've achieved, how far I have come, despite all the burdens I had in life, how much blessings I have in life. Like, I live in the best building in town. I have the loving, caring, protective husband who would do anything for me, and I know it, and it goes both ways. The level of care, love I received from him since we got married really proves that he really meant it when he was saying for better and for worse during the wedding vows 5 years ago. And unfortunately, the reality decided to check that on him. Like, you know, like you play poker and you say something and you might bluff or not, but the life checks up on you, like you have to show through. That's what life did to him, because he was promising for better and for worse, and the life pulled up a check, put lots of worse on him and on our marriage from the beginning of it. And he really proved that that's what he meant. Because, you know, lots of people are quick to say for better and for worse, but when the worst come, they're the first to walk away. No one wants a burden, no one wants to take care of someone who's sick, everyone wants everything easy way. So yeah, he proved times and times and times again that he really meant it. And despite everyone who was saying all sorts of things when we decided to get married after 4 months of knowing each other with such a big age difference, it proves everyone's wrong. And that, I believe that I met him and I married him is compensation from universe for all the sufferings that I had in life so far. And yeah, I never really relaxed, and I never had an easy life till I met him. So I believe that this is some sorts of reward. Like, some people believe in karma, some people believe in God, some people believe in all sorts of different beliefs, but maybe there is truth to it. Maybe there has to be some justice, there has to be some balance, there has to be some rewards from suffering, and I think that he is my reward for that. And on that note, I will go and chill and rest for the rest of the day, hopefully, and I will be on my best. I want to say my best behavior. on my best behavior towards myself, because, you know, neglecting health is not the best behavior towards yourself. So hopefully I will be on my best behavior from now on. I am almost 40, I will be 40 in a year, and I made a very strong decision and goal that I will make this year a year of taking care of myself to be the best version of myself health-wise. And I will prioritize sleep, I will prioritize proper nutrition, I will cut out alcohol completely, and be consistent with workouts, and hopefully all this will pay off. Because of course, if you are sick, unfortunately, if you are sick, sometimes you feel so defeated that you feel like there's nothing you can do. But and you feel more inclined to give up because you have no energy left. And I don't blame people who let themselves go and give up when they are sick. I don't blame them at all, because I understand how difficult it is to still show up for yourself every day. I hate this expression, show up for yourself every day, blah, blah, blah. It's hard to put energy to take care of yourself every day when you don't have this energy. You have nowhere to take it from anymore, because it's been depleted to just sustain basic life functions. That's how sick sometimes people are. So the last thing you want to do is to go to the gym or cook yourself a healthy meal, obviously, when you're sick. But I decided that despite the fact that it's so hard, I'm used to hard. All my life has been hard. Despite that, I will not give up, and I will not just let the results of the stress that I endured all my life to take over my life and ruin the rest of it, because I have an amazing husband to live for. I have people in my life who love me. I fucking deserve it to finally be happy and enjoy my life, honestly. I am all over the place because this hospital stay really got into me, and yeah, going through things like that really makes you thinking of perspective and a lot in life. So this year, I just turned 39, as I said. This year will be a year of building the best version of myself health-wise, and I intend to enter my 40s in my best shape possible and show 2 middle fingers to my health issues, to my to my diseases, to my all the past, all the stress. Yeah, all of them will line up to see 2 middle fingers, because I'm not gonna give up, and I'm not going to submit to that fuckery that I've been exposed to. And it's, the most annoying part is that the health issues that I suffer are not the result. They're not my fault. They're not because of my negligence. They're all results of extreme amount of stress I endured for all my childhood and young adult life. So I wanted to say that what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I had that saying because living through experiences like this, I know firsthand that what doesn't kill you leaves you broken. But still, despite that, I will not give up, and I will even more take care of myself to create a beautiful future. And this is what I live, and this is what I wish to all of you. And I think that's it. I'm sorry for making such a long video and venting for so long, but I know that you are guys here for me as much as I am here for you. I tried to respond to almost every comment that you placed under the previous health-related videos, and as much as you are here for me and I can feel it, I can feel your support in the comments, the same, I'm here for you. Yeah, I think I'm done for now. I'm sorry to make this video so long, but I speak from the heart, and only when you speak from the heart there is a truthfulness to it. There are real emotions, and there is the realness out of it. When you speak from the heart, sometimes maybe this video doesn't turn out the way I wanted when it comes to being like, I like things in order and being chronological. I feel like this video has been chaotic mess, but just because I really pour out to you everything I had in here, in a hope that it will help those of you who goes through things like that, and those around you. If you don't suffer with things like that, maybe your loved one does, and it will help you to support them in a good way too. And just a quick thing at the end, when I mentioned in the beginning that we never know who is going through what in life, as cliche as it is, we subconsciously cannot help comparing ourselves to the life that other people show. As I said in the beginning, I show only like 10% of my life in YouTube, and therefore no one knows what is going on in anybody's life, what made up their life as it is now, what part of their past, their far past, their near past contributes to where they are in life now. So I would strongly advise you not to compare yourself to anyone and feeling bad for it, because lots of people have a tendency, especially nowadays in the world of social media being everywhere, to constantly compare themselves to others. As long as you lived the same life as someone else, went through the same situations, had the same life occurrences happening to you, went through the same upbringing by the same type of people in the same environment, and you have the same type of DNA, and genetically you are built the same, only then you can compare yourself, and that would make any point. Other than this, you only do yourself damage, disservice, mental harassment by comparing yourself and your life to others. So don't go that route. We all had been given our unique path to walk through. Nobody's path is perfect. Nobody's path is all roses only, but it's all our own, and it's our responsibility to make the best out of what we've been given. Sometimes, it's like a lottery. You pull out, you have a magician with lives in a hat instead of a rabbit, and you just put your hand in and you draw the life you've been given. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's shit, but it's up to you to try to make the best out of what you've been given, because that's what you've been given, and you will not be anyone else that you are. Anyway, on that note, I will end this video, and I hope it's been helpful for at least one person watching. If that is the case, it means it was worth filming it. And thank you for your ongoing support. I really feel it. I read all your comments. Lots of you who commented on my other previous health-related videos. I try to respond to most of the comments. And as much as you are here for me, I'm here for you too. And I really appreciate this community of support that we build here. This channel is about lots of other things too. But this community that we build around common health issues, I really appreciate, especially because I know that lots of people who suffer with health-related issues don't have this community elsewhere. So the fact that you can exchange these comments, at least under my videos, means a lot to me. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and I wish you all lots of health, happiness, joy, love, all the good things, all the best thing only. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.